Hi everyone, it's Audrey Alison, and I just wanted to set up this intro video to thank you for your patience in the delay for the November forecasts. It's 5 days after November, so I appreciate your patience with that. For those of you who've been patient, I wanted to let you know the reason behind this is because I just made a major move. I moved across the United States and I drove, and I really had a blast, but I could not record because I averaged about 8 to 9 hours a day in the drive. And it's very draining to record the videos. I needed to reserve a lot of my energy. And when I got to my loft in Jersey City, I didn't have Wi-Fi yet. I moved, so I have to handle some things in my own life, and I appreciate your patience. Right now, I'm still setting things up in the loft. So I'm at my mother's house, the house I was born and raised in several decades ago. But what I love about the timing of this is I didn't realize I would be recording here. And what I love about this room is I always get a lot of energy when I'm home in this house. This is the room my father passed away in, and I always feel the presence of him here and as well as other family members, but I feel like it's going to be something special. So I really appreciate the patience with getting these up. In my new space, it'll be more conducive to recording, a little more professional, and a lot more quiet and clear and clean energy is in this loft. So I'm excited to have more time and the right space to record in. My older property in Los Angeles was starting to get very invaded with lack of privacy in the area, and I was surrounded by a lot of energy that wasn't working for me anymore as a reader. And that'll change. You know, I lived in that place for 14 years, quite a long time, and it just I can't really explain it. I know I needed a change, and this is exactly where I needed to be. So, on to your forecasts. Again, thank you for your patience, and I'm wishing you a beautiful month. And the next video you see will be shot from my new place. So I'm excited about that too. This whole transition is exciting for me. Okay, on to the forecasts, and I'll see you soon. Hi Pisces, my name is Audrey Alison. Thank you for joining me for your November 2016 forecast. I hope you watched the intro to this video. You'll know why they're delayed and where I'm recording and where I'll be continuing to be recording next month. But I'm happy to be here. Thank you for your patience. I am using the Alchemical deck by Robert M. Place, my steadfast deck. And let's start at the top of the month. The first transit that I wanted to discuss was actually on the 9th of November, so I think we're doing okay here as far as the timing goes. On the 9th, we have Mars, planet of aggression and action, moving into the sign of Aquarius, and this is the sign directly before you, so that impacts the 12th house of quiet. I don't mind this transit at all. In fact, when Mars is in the 12th, you might get the chance for rest. It's a little bit of an irony here because of Mars being action and the 12th house being so restful and peaceful. It kind of ignites and inspires you to do just that. So Pisces, you naturally govern on the solar wheel, the 12th house. So having Mars in this area could ignite and initiate the need for some much recuperative rest. When Mars enters Aquarius, this ignites Jupiter in Libra, the air sign energy. This will trine Jupiter in your 8th house of shared resources. So what I felt when I looked at this is that through rest and dream life and downtime, you could be receiving the right insight, because the 12th house is psychic ability and mental thought. You could be receiving the insight in how to garner your extra wealth at this time, with Jupiter expanding the 8th house of shared resources. You could also be receiving through dream and rest the right information to connect you to the right intimate relationship. Because of the 8th house being so impacted through October of 2017 with Jupiter there, you're expanding your intimacies and your connection to sex and shared resources and even property, inheritance, wills, estates. Jupiter in the 8th could work differently for every Piscean, but seeing Mars in the 12th, excuse me, trining this energy, there's something very quiet happening here behind the scenes of the manifestation, because the most quiet houses are the 4th, 8th, and 12th, and you have them impacted here. So take your rest, Pisces. I know that you little fishies like to kind of swim upstream sometimes, but maybe you need to float on a raft for a little while and just kick back and take it easy. On the 11th, Veterans Day here in the States, Venus makes a transit into Capricorn, and this will be a smoothing over in the relationship sector of friendships, the 11th house of goals, friends, wishes, and hopes. Venus could see a lot of female friendships be connecting at that time. When she transits into Capricorn, she'll be conjunct Pluto, so there's a level of intensity with Pluto. And the female, I say female because Venus governs the goddess, the feminine. The female friendships are picking up on an intense level here, Pisces. And even the connection to smoothing over money, because Venus rules both love and money, and she is smoothing over the sector that she coasts into, smoothing over maybe money between friends. If you had made that mistake in mixing friendship with dough, you could see some of this come back to you. There could be a smoothing over in that area. For those of you who are in business with friends as well, this is a great placement for getting all of the intertangled monies together. Also, I feel like there might be a deep-rooted connection with female friends and family when Venus is here. Due to Pluto and the level of intensity, he's been resting right in the middle of Capricorn for quite a while. On the 12th, Mercury transits into Sagittarius, and this is in the 10th house. From mid-month on, from the 12th on, there is a tremendous amount of Sagittarian energy. We'll have Mercury, the Sun, and our new moon in the sign of Sagittarius. This is all your career sector, the retirement sector, the sector of the paternal energy, the father figure. But mostly it's the career and how you are seen. It's the pinnacle of your status. Could be a title change, a name change. Mercury in the 10th would be excellent for interviewing, especially for those of you looking for a new career. It's great for getting your speech and communication across. This will trine Uranus in Aries once Mercury enters Sagittarius. So Uranus stationed in your money sector for quite a while could see a sudden promotion because of Uranus being sudden and abrupt energy. Mercury is news, detail, analysis in the 10th house of career. These trining energies is harmonious. So there could be promotion for Pisces mid-month until maybe December 7th. On the 14th, we have our full moon at 22 degrees of Taurus. This is the 3rd house for you. There could be an ending to a communication style, an ending to a relationship with a sibling, or seeing them go at a distance. Full moon bringing closure. Maybe there was an argument with a sibling, and that can be resolved at the full moon. You can squash your beef with the sibling. This could apply to local travel, coming back from a short distance trip around the full moon of the 14th. It could also be an end to the vehicle, the 3rd house of the chariot, the vehicle, the transportation. Any old and outworn modes of transportation, you could see maybe a car just really call it quits around that time. with the full moon there, but there's something seen in the third house, whether that be your neighborhood, siblings, local travel, communication, study, not higher certification, but actual, grade school, high school. For those of you who have to study for a particular course, this could be coming to an end at that time. On the 21st, our sun enters Sagittarius. So again, the career sector. The sun conjunct Mercury in the 10th is excellent for promotion for those of you on hold there or waiting. Again, keep in mind this is the year of endings. 2016 is a number 9 year in numerology. Numerology only goes between 1 and 9, and there's no double digits. It's condensed to one number. So we're in a number 9 year if you add 2, 0, 1, and 6 together. Now next year is a number 1 year. That's when you're starting the new career, a new title. It's best to kind of keep that in mind. Anything really started at the tail end of a number 9 year, it doesn't have as much supportive energy behind it as if it were started in March, actually, of 2017 is going to be such a catalyst energy. That's when everyone should start their business. I want to say spring, March 20th is just, it's the first month, astrological month, in the cardinal sign of a number 1 year. That's game-changing energy right there. March 20th through April 21 is magnificent starter energy for relationship and business. But I mention this because having the sun in the 10th, you'll want to see yourself in promotional mode, and you really could. You can line up this promotion around that time. Because on the 29th, the new moon is also at 7 degrees of Sagittarius in the 10th house. So right after the Thanksgiving holiday, and happy Thanksgiving in the States for those of you who celebrate, right after that little mini break, there could be a very new start to the career that you're implementing on the new moon on the 29th. And for those of you who aren't really dealing with that, please watch your ascendant sign, as they're very accurate for transits, and your moon sign as well, and see how that may apply to you. By the end of the month, both Neptune and Chiron are direct in your first house. Your ruling planet, Neptune, when retrograde, allows you to see things a little more clearly. But Neptune in itself likes to wear rose-colored glasses. It's the planet of delusion and the planet of drugs and alcohol and rock and roll. It's the planet of let's wear some blinders on and not face reality sometimes. And that works some of the time. But you've been seeing things a little more crystal clear, Pisces. And now that Neptune is direct again by the end of the month, as well as Chiron, the wounded healer, you might put those glasses back on a little bit, but the asteroid Chiron is there to help in the healing process for Pisces. Let's get to the alchemical deck by Robert M. Place. And if you'd like to book with me, I read all through the week. My readings are generally now booked at least 10 days out. It's really hard for me to get people in quickly due to the business picking up, and it is what it is. I'll try to fit as many people in as I can, which doesn't compromise me. But feel free to book, and I will get back to you in a much shorter time than 7 to 10 days. I'll get back to you probably within 48 hours to set that up. But I do book on a first come, first serve basis. I do get a lot of emails about my calendar prior to payment. Unfortunately, I can't address those because I have payments coming through. I have to deal with people that have paid for sure. It's a priority. So I hope you can appreciate that and respect that. Let's get to the cards. I'm excited to read in this room. Again, check out the intro video. I describe this room and what it means to me and the energy I do receive in here. So I like channeling in this room. Your first card, I'm getting a lot of major arcanas. The moon. And what do you know, Pisces? This is your card. This is your major arcana card. Oof, I have the chills. Oof, okay, so, and I'm also getting emotional. So that's just what this card is. It's emotion, it's Pisces to the tens. So maybe some of you are experiencing your own emotions, going through something emotional right now. Let's get to more cards before I start crying here. Okay, Knight of Cups. You have to trust that intuition, Pisces. You are the definition of intuition. You rule the sea. You have your own psychic ability within you. I'm getting a message. Some of you are being persuaded. Okay, some of you are being persuaded to follow someone else's instructions or guidelines. And what I'm getting is you really have to trust yourself. That message came through for another sign. Wow. And so did this card. The Magician. This is a time of spontaneity, of magic, of abrupt insight. You have all the tools that you need, Pisces, to handle any task. And now for you, I don't think they mean literal tools like the cup, the coin, the chalice, and the sword. What they mean is within you. You have all the tools you need to discern your right path, to know where to go, where to move, where to travel. Let's see what else comes up. You have a few cards. The Six of Coins, shared resources, Jupiter in your 8th house. The divvying of property and money, inheritance, loans. You know, Pisces, some of you have lost family members. And there's an inheritance, and this is an emotional time because of the moon. You could have lost someone suddenly. And there could be siblings, too, that are dealing with who's the executor, who is in charge here, and who deserves what, the divvying of property. Now, the Ace of Coins is again telling us about March 20th. This is the first day of spring. Pisces, I want to say to you to be very kind to yourself between now and that first day of spring. March, when it's your solar return, so the March Pisceans, the message I'm getting is, don't worry if right now you're not pushing forward at the pace that you'd like. You have some time here between now and that March period to really hone in on the life path behind the scenes, the Knight of Cups, internally. And then, and I want to say only until then, until your solar return time, should you really start to branch out and push the enter button and push publish and move forward very quickly. You have the Three of Coins as well. This could apply to all of the artists out there. Three of Coins is the artist earning a living, doing what they do creatively. Also the energy of an apprentice, and learning and studying and taking the time to thoughtfully do so. So now I know there's a whole bunch of messages in these cards, and that's because all of you aren't going through the same thing. And please watch your rising and your moon sign for the forecasts. For those of you dealing with loss, and you're very emotional, and you're dealing with inheritance and another sibling, don't allow argument. This card is also here. The Fighting Dogs. Don't allow argument to come between you at that time. Trust me on that. It never works out. Come from a place of peace and love and trusting the intuition. If you need to back off of a situation because you're not feeling it's right, then that's exactly what you need to do. Back off a little bit. Trust that everything that you need is already in place with the Magician. When the Magician shows up, it's about fated timing as well, but all things could be settled in the blink of an eye, in the flash of a lightning bolt, and that's a Uranian energy. So it might not take a year to figure out, but you have to be kind to yourself throughout the process of that happening. And don't pressure yourself too much. I should take that advice. If only I were a Pisces. I have a Pisces moon though, so maybe I should re-listen to my own forecast. All right, Pisces, I hope this was helpful. I appreciate you again, and I'm wishing you a sweet November. Remember, the sky is limitless, so reach for the stars.